really funny. It looks like I'm smiling all the time, which I smile a whole lot anyway. But feels weird not having them in. Makes me talk funny. Makes me look funny. Like I said, I always look funny. but anyway, I'm the crazy one-legged old man in a wheelchair. I'm live at Funny Farm with my girl Tink Tink and Lily Bell. Not Lily Bell. Queenie. Shit, I miss Lily Bell. Still on my mind. Listen, I've been thinking really important stuff, about my life and my attitude and my recovery and people in my life and my recovery and the things that people do to other people for some ungodly reason. I don't know. It's all ungodly. I can tell you that for sure. It's evil. But I'm not one of those people uh, that's going to go out and let you sell me 50 grams for me to turn around and sell 50 grams and go to jail. My name's not John DeLorean. So you motherfuckers quit asking. Not doing it. Not today. I might have yesterday, but not today. I don't live in that world today. None part of it. And all the people that supposedly good people be introducing me to, this really good person. They don't use drugs. Never did. Then you meet these people, and they're talking about, where can I get this and where can I get that? Why are you asking me? What's the deal with this? So, and also I want to talk about impeccable timing. There's no such thing, people. If somebody showed up just when you need them, you better look out. They might be responsible for why you need them because that's the way impeccable timing works. It doesn't work out for you. It's working out for that person that's there showing up because it's kind of funny. You probably haven't seen that person in a long, long time. Then all of a sudden, bing, bang, boom, they pop up when you need them most. Scary, isn't it? You need to be scared. I need to be scared. I need to be aware of that at all times because when I need help, that's when I'm at my most vulnerable. All right, to allow the demons to show up and I let them in Eden. Because they they just showed up right when I needed them. Impeccable timing. Imagine that. It's kind of like that snake. We'll call it a snake. It was Satan offering Eve the apple. We'll say it was apple. We'll say it was Eve. Today they'd say it was Adam and Steve. But I don't buy that shit either. But that's just me. I'm just a crazy going naked old man in a wheelchair. What do I know? Uh, but I there's been a lot of crazy stuff going on in my life for the last since my mom died. You know, uh, my dad developed Alzheimer's. He was in his 80s. I helped take care of him for a number of years, and he turned out to be the sweetest guy, gentleman ever seen in your life. When with Alzheimer's, he was always a gentleman, but he never really was sweet. He was real, you know, he was a gruff person. He was always honest, but he was always on the ball. There was always something click, 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 and he didn't screw around with it either. He went for it. Uh, Everything my dad wanted, he got. So maybe he wanted Alzheimer's. Maybe he wanted to just relax because that's what he did. I mean, he really, I don't know if it was him or us, how he handled it, but he just was a happy guy. Sat in his chair, petting Lily Bell, watching TV, eating a good salad for lunch every day, eating a good dinner every night, having a real good breakfast. Had his oatmeal that was so thick, he'd hold a spoon up for breakfast. For lunch, I usually make him a salad with all kind of goodies in there because he liked all the goodies. Like chopped up ham or bacon, cheese, uh, celery, onions, carrots, cucumbers. Um, that man loved that. Mr. Ed. Mr. Ed. That's what everybody used to call him. That's what Mom used to call him, Mr. Ed. Horse is a horse, of course, and that's the horse is Mr. Ed. And that was my dad, and he was a horse's ass sometimes. But he was good, and he was smart. I loved him. I learned so much. Anyway, I don't remember what I was sharing. Oh, I remember now. Got to tell you something about Mom since I talked about Dad. My mom was born a midget. That's no shit. Her sister was born a midget, and her brothers were born midgets. My mom stopped being a midget. Her sister stopped being a midget, but her brothers couldn't answer that riddle. How can you be a midget and not be a midget? And your brothers are still midgets? Yep, they're still, well, the one that's still alive, he's still a midget. And his son is a midget, and will be probably forever. Um, but my other uncle, his daughter, she's no longer a midget. It's almost like bariatric surgery, but it's not. Okay. Anyway, what I was getting at is some of the stuff that's been happening to me purely, it's purely psychotic and evil. It's been, I mean, I wouldn't say to the point of terrorism. It was terrorism. And I'm hoping I'm getting it nipped in the bud because really and truly I've had enough. At one point, I actually tried to commit suicide and I failed. Imagine that. I figured you'd guess that anyway since I was here. But I failed, you know. So I know I failed for a reason. Every time I've gotten lemons, I have to look at them and say, are these good for lemonade? Yes, they are. Every time I get lemons, I try to make a big glass of lemonade out of it, add a lot of sugar, and do something good with it. And that's what I'm doing good with, almost killing myself. Um, it made me be aware of the good things in my life. It made me be aware of where I want to end up when I go, when I leave this world. I want to end up in heaven. I want to end up with my mom and my dad, my grandpa and my grandma and my papa. You know, that's where I want to be, uh, hanging there. I'm gonna be listening to rock and roll. Let me tell you. I hope. I sure hope Ted Nugent and Sammy Hagar are there. That'd be cool. Oh man! But can you imagine that? Sammy Hagar and maybe Motley Crue too. Uh, you know, Kurt Cobain is not gonna make it. Sorry. Uh, he didn't go. He went the wrong way. That's what I almost did too. Thank God I didn't. Man, I tell you, I can't imagine the time that all you demonic people, and I'm not casting stones and I'm not making judgments. It's just I'm saying the truth. Y'all going to hell. I ain't going with you. No matter what. I'm gonna do nice stuff. I'm gonna do good stuff. I'm gonna do godly stuff. I'm not gonna lie. All right. Even if it makes you mad, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna be nice to people. I'm gonna take care of my animals. I'm going to respect my mother, even though she's not here. I respected my mother even when the whole time she was alive. I had the utmost respect for my mom and my dad and all of my people. Uh, I may not have always done what they wanted me to, and I'm sure I let them down, and I disappointed them a whole lot. But I never had a disrespectful bone in my body. Not to those people. They brought me here. They gave me life. They taught me how to lie, how to lock, how to love, laugh, cry, tie a shoe, button a shirt, whole 9 yards. Um, I couldn't have done it without them. I was very fortunate. I was very fortunate little boy. My mother, she was something. Oh, I digress again. Got where I was going. Okay, here we go. Let's go down the rabbit hole, the rabbit hole, the rabbit hole. Here we go. All right, down the rabbit hole. So, in my original title, is I wasn't always high before I got high, but I was always high before I got high. That's my statement. And the reason I'm saying that is, back a long time ago, before I started trying to get clean, I stayed high all the 24/7. Back then, it was marijuana, Quaaludes, Mandrax, uh, some bird eggs, which were and then some black mollies, just some black mollies. Every now and then a little bit of LSD. You know, cocaine, man. That was just a dream. People would say, "Hey, man, I got some cocaine. You want to do it?" Hell yeah! They break out the baby powder, man. Coughing and snorting. Nothing happened. That's good shit, man. Yeah. I wish we could get something real. Never could. That's so funny. Um, and they came out with ecstasy, and it was legal. That scared the shit out of me. Um, that stuff was. I knew right away when that guy gave me those, and I took myself. This is dangerous. This ain't gonna be legal very long. He said. I said, "You sure it's legal?" He said, "Oh yeah." He said they got water bottles all over you. Should bottle of water, $10 or something like that, and they'd give you the ecstasy when you walk in the door. He said they knew they were gonna sell you gallons of water at $5 a bottle, and they did. People bought it till they couldn't. Then they tried to make it, and then now we're in the real crisis. Fentanyl, and the whole 9 yards. And they're not taking down the right people though. They're looking for that little guy that they can sell 50 to and get him to sell 50 to them and put him in jail. Because it takes the vision off of the guy that's moving the bunches and bunches and bunches. You know, um, look at that squirrel. And the wolf runs in your house. That's the way it is. So, and the wolf running in my house. Okay, there we go. Back to where I was. Uh, Yesterday, I was picking up some stuff in my room. Pill on the ground. I said, what's that? I looked at it. That's not anything I take, you know. Um, and I looked at it again. I said, no. I said, that wasn't here. How'd that get on my floor? There hadn't been anybody over here that I know of for days. Um, just me. And my dog, she was acting funny. She was bouncing off the walls. And I kind of was too. And I didn't understand it. But I knew I'd had that feeling before. The feeling that maybe I was high. Kind of like I never was high until I got high. And then I was high already. But Tink, she would get down off the bed, turn a couple circles in the floor, go out the doggy door into the shop, come back in, go out the doggy door into the hallway, come back in the room, jump on the bed, turn a couple circles, lay down. As soon as her head hit the bed, she'd be up again doing the same thing. And she'd be up in my lap. And every time I went and moved anywhere, she was always 2 inches in front of me, trying to get me to go with her all the time. I mean, she just would not part from my side. And I was getting mad at her because I didn't know. Till I found a pill later, and I said, that's what it was. She she's been high, and it's been happening quite a bit. All right, that I come in and Tink just be bouncing off the walls, and then maybe I'd fix a glass of coffee or a cup of coffee, and I'd drink it, and it'd make me sick, and I'd be full, from a cup of coffee, and I wouldn't be able to eat for 2 days. I didn't understand that. I said, "What's wrong with me? What's going on? I love coffee. How come I can't drink a cup of coffee?" Um, and starts coming when and before long, I'd be looking for some dope because that's what you do when you're high. You look for more dope. So I never was high until I got high, and I didn't know it was high until I got high. It doesn't make sense. Um, but all the shit going on in my life was making me look, well, crazier than I really am. Crazy. Uh, I was paranoid to no extent. I mean, just unbelievably paranoid. But I had good reason. Uh, I had people want me to take them somewhere at one time. And every time we were getting ready to come back to the house, they said, "Oh, I got one more stop to make. One more stop to make. Hold on a minute, I got a phone call. Yeah, I need to go over here." Okay. Get home, and my back porch has been rinsed off with a water hose, and it's not dry yet. What the hell? Rain can't get on that porch. And a couple spots look like blood, man. I don't understand that shit. Of course, the person that was with me, I trusted them. But I look back at it now, and I know they were right down the middle of it. You know, I should have trusted my gut, and I didn't. Because I wasn't raised to be that way. I wasn't raised street smart. I was a stupid street. You put me on the street, I'm ignorant. I'm the dumbest person there. I might be able to pull off some good stuff every now and then, because something that takes a little brain power. I might be able to pull that off. Not now, anyway, but I might have. And I'm getting back. I'm getting back my snap now. All right. There for a long time, I was mentally foggy. So foggy that I can tell you right now, I was not responsible for any of my behavior. I was yelling at people, screaming, driving hundreds of miles an hour everywhere I went. I was mean, nasty. Uh, wasn't lying. Didn't know I was high. So I wasn't lying saying I wasn't high, but I didn't know it. But I was high. Um, I look at it now, back at it now, all the times that I was literally buzzing my gills off. And everybody kept saying, "Hey, you look like you're high." No, not using any drugs. As far as I knew, I'd been clean for 6 years, without anything. No marijuana, no nothing, no pills, nothing other than some antidepressant and stuff that the VA was giving me and stuff like that. And gabapentin. And one day I decided, I'm not taking all that shit no more. It's really screwing me up. So I went to the doctor, my primary care doctor, talked to him about it. And first time the doctor ever told me, he said, "Have you tried marijuana?" No. I said, "I used to smoke a lot when I was a kid." I said, "But I really don't want to be high all the time now." I said, "Well, I don't want to take these pills." I said, "They make me high all the time. Stay high." Tired of it. Well, I was higher than I thought I could be. And I was higher than I thought and I was probably a lot higher than I was supposed to be, especially for the medicine I was taking. Um, so anyway, found a pill and looked it up. And it was phentermine, very strong diet pill. All right, and causes nausea, causes headaches, causes you to be full, causes you to not sleep, causes all kinds of stuff. And I was having episodes where my blood was thinning my blood out. Every time I'd hit something or bump it, my arms and stuff would start bleeding. And my arms, and everything else. I'm sure I look like a raging junkie. When I talk to people, they look at me like, "What are you high? You look like a damn junkie. You're paranoid. You're spouting out all this conspiracy shit. Somebody's in your house, somebody's watching you." maybe microphone and all this other shit. It's spouting all that. Uh, and look at the sword on your arm, dude. You know, come on, Pat, get honest. I was like, man, I have been honest. And it was sad. I mean, I was in terror every day, every single day, every single night. I would wonder when I'd go to sleep if someone was coming in my house while I was asleep. Because a couple times I'd woke up because I'd hear a door slam. I'd be the only one in the house, and I'd hear a door slam, and the kitchen door would be unlocked. What the hell? I don't leave doors unlocked. It's one thing I never do, never have, never will. I even add extra locks because I want to be safe at night when I sleep. I don't have to worry about it. But finding out now that it's not the people that get in your house after you've gone to sleep. It's the ones that sneak in when you're in the yard and hide until you go to sleep. That's the one you need to worry about because it's happened to me several times that I know of. I just can't prove it. That I woke up in the morning and go out the door and it be unlocked. And I'm like, how the hell's that happen? All right. You can't come in my house, all right, when I put these special locks on the door, set them. You can't go outside and set the lock. So if you're going out of my house, you can't set that lock that I set the night before because you got to be inside to do it. So anytime that happens, I know somebody's been in my house. Uh, my internet was it was bumping uh, 200 terabytes a month. That's enough internet power and data usage probably for Trump Tower. I'm not sitting here. Um, it has taken me a long time to get that narrowed down to where I got now. I use less than 90 gigabytes a month. And not changing very much of what I'm using at all. All right. And this is not a conspiracy theory, people. This is the honest to God truth. All right. Um, one day I was outside in the backyard. It was 150 foot of data cable. It was all wadded up thrown in the backyard. I don't know, back then I didn't have any idea what the hell was doing in my backyard. Somebody was throwing this over the fence. Started looking around, stuff outside the house. Looked, and lo and behold, I had two cable wires, not one, two, running down separate parts of the wall and into the laundry room. There was two router connections in my laundry room. Damn. The other day I was looking at my internet bill, which is good now, but there was two accounts set up. And I went in and I closed one of those accounts out. Hadn't been used in like 6 months or a year, which is about the time I really started getting down on securing my internet usage and my data. Figure out how I could get it to a normal rate. I said, if I can get it to a normal rate, I'll know it's just me on it. But as long as it's 200 terabytes, somebody else is on my internet. Promise you that. A whole bunch of people. Man, they must have been powering a small city with it. But I don't need unlimited shit. If it's unlimited, somebody else is using it. So anyway, let me tell you what, Tank is, she's so sweet today. She's not jumping down off the bed, turning circles, jumping up on me all the time. You know, she's not in distress. I'm being sweet today. I'm not in distress. I've been over being paranoid for quite some time now. That's how come I put on my thinking cap and kept it on as long as I have. To keep me from going out and keep me from spinning so I could try to figure out what's going on. So I could figure out what was going on without making too big of a fool of myself. Because I've done it a lot. Because People don't believe you. When you're acting paranoid and you're telling somebody that somebody's actually doing it, they don't believe you. You're just paranoid. So sometimes you have to let, and I don't have to say let it go, but you can't let paranoia go because once you're there, you're done. Um, it takes an act of God to get rid of it, kind of like an addiction. It takes an act of God to quit putting cocaine or methamphetamines or opiates or alcohol in your body, all right, because you're going to do it against your will every single time. I'm not going to do that today. What do you do 15 minutes later? You go to bed. The way it works. And, and everybody's pointing at marijuana, 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 marijuana. You can go to the doctor and get a pill for that. You don't need marijuana. Well, the pill that doctor's going to give you, they're going to want you to take one every day, maybe two every day. It's going to make you high as a kite. It's going to put you in a brain fog. And it's going to keep you there for as long as you take it. It's not going to wear off before you take the next one. You're still going to be there, right same place you were. All right. You ain't going to have no feelings. You can't get in touch with them because you don't know where they are. You know, I use marijuana, not a maintenance program. Hello, people. It is a medication when used properly. I assume alcohol could be a medication when used properly. Doctors for a long time used to say, drink a couple of glasses of wine every day. It's good for your body. And it's drink some before you go to bed. Sleep. Quit taking fucking trazodone. You don't need trazodone. It's not even labeled for that. It's an antipsychotic type drug. Here, take this to help you sleep. Yeah. Till noon tomorrow. So anyway, I got this doctor now, and smoking a little bit of medical marijuana. And it was getting me too high. So I ordered a pound of CBD flower off the internet. It came from Boston. It was pretty cool. Like $125 for a whole pound, and beautiful, beautiful looking buds. And I take that in about 8 or 9 parts of that to 1 or 2 parts of the medical marijuana, mix it all up, put it in my little kiln, and no fire or nothing. It just heats it up to around 400 degrees, and you get the vapor off of it. Once or twice. A lot of days I don't even feel the need, but when I do, and I'm having a really rough time, it's nice to be able to cut those feelings back just a little bit. Not to keep them back. I don't need to take drugs to keep them back. Sometimes I just need to hold them back. And that's what medications are supposed to be for. I don't take pain medicine every single time it's due. If it's labeled every 4 to 6 hours, take 2. If I don't need it, I ain't gonna take it. But let me tell you what, if it's been 2 hours and I'm still hurting, I'm gonna take 2 more. But it'll work out that way. It just works out that way if you take it properly. You don't have to work. Sure, you don't want to take it like 2 or 3 times in an hour, but I mean, within a reasonable amount of time, if you're still hurting, you can take your next dose, or I do, and then usually after that, you probably won't need the next one. Uh, so it all works out. And my doctor, all my doctors know. I'm so honest with my damn doctors. I go in, first thing to do is I tell them smoke pot. I take pain meds. The whole 9 yards. I let them all know just exactly what's going on. Because what? If I can't be honest with my doctors, they can't help me. My pulmonologist, I was tired of going to the hospital. Every time I turned around, they were sticking me in the hospital because I couldn't breathe. And I said, look, you know what they do when I get in the hospital, don't you? She said, what are you talking about? I said, they pump me full of steroids. They give me some breathing treatments, and then they cut my food back, so I can't have my food I want. If I cough, they put me on a liquid diet, and that pisses me off. Because I want some food, man. I don't want those liquids. Sometimes I like a liquid, but I don't want liquid 24/7. I want some groceries, man. So I said, why don't you have my prednisone? I was taking 10 milligrams a day. I said, why don't you prescribe me 20? I said, I'll take 10 milligrams every day. I said, then when I have a respiratory problem, I'll take about 40 or 60 milligrams of it, like they give me in the hospital, lay down and do a breathing treatment or two, watch some TV, drink a soda, eat some chips or something, relax. And so that's what I do. And, I haven't been back to the hospital since I started doing that for breathing at all. A couple times I almost thought I was gonna, but I haven't. Now, suicide, yeah, I had to go to the hospital for that. I had a pulmonary embolism, had to go to the hospital for that. Stayed for 4 months. Couldn't even stand up, couldn't even hold a phone or a fork to eat or take care of myself. Couldn't go to the bathroom by myself till I learned how to stand up again. And I'm still trying to fight off all that. But and I really and truly believe that's from the medication that was being dosed on me. Uh, People do not want somebody to succeed if you're doing it wrong. And you're doing it wrong if you don't do it the way they want you to do it. I'm going to do it my way. I'm sorry. And if that's not for you, that's okay. I, I don't care how you succeed. All right, as long as you're not hurting somebody else. I don't care. If you're succeeding at what you're doing and it's honest, it's not harming somebody else, rock on, brother. You know, uh, but I don't understand. It really pisses people off, and I can't fathom it, man. It pisses them off so bad to the point of uh, I hate the word narcissist, but they're all a bunch of narcissists. Even the people that showed up to help me, they want to do it their way. Like I don't need you. I don't need you to help me your way. You need to help me my way because I have to live with this. I have to deal with it on a regular basis. As a result, my house got destroyed, man. While I was in the hospital and the whole 9 yards, man, it's still a screwed up mess everywhere. But it's getting better, and I'm actually starting to wrap some stuff up, and I'm feeling a little bit better. Like I said, especially since most of the time I have eliminated being dosed because I don't let people in my house. All right, and I've secured it, but it still happens. You know, got up one morning, I was going to make some iced tea. I looked in my cabinet, didn't have any sugar. Well, I know I had a bag of sugar. I just bought it. It was all over the house, no sugar. Looked in the cabinet again and again and again, no sugar. Called the preacher from church because he's always up and running around doing something for people. And I said, pick me up a 5 pound bag of sugar or 4 pound. And he said, yeah, man. I said, I can't believe I ain't got no sugar. I was going to make some tea. So, but I did want to go to a meeting. I just didn't want to go in the grocery store. So I got up that morning, went to a meeting. I came back home. I'll be damned. There's a 4 pound bag of sugar sitting in my cabinet. I said, man, I'm losing it. I can't believe that bag of sugar, that if it was a snake, it would have bit me twice. Can't believe I didn't see it. I said, well, I've kind of been in a brain fog. I said, so I'll call it that and going about my business. I laughed and called the guy up and said, man, you don't need to bring me no sugar. I found some. I said, I'm such an idiot. And I can't believe I did that. Well, I made me some tea, and I put it in the refrigerator. I said, well, I'll have a cup of coffee while I let it cool down. Made me a cup of coffee, made it really, really sweet and creamy. Added ice to it, cooled it off. Had a big cold cup of ice cold coffee, loaded with sugar and cream. Oh man, it was good. Drank about half of it, made me sick. Stomach nauseated. I was full, couldn't understand it. Didn't want to eat anything all day long. Didn't feel good. I was kind of hipped up, but I didn't. Motor running high RPMs and the wheels not turning. That's where I was. And there was a whole lot of that going on sporadically all the time. Um, I'd eat something, just a little bit of it. Not everything I was eating, some stuff. So I started thinning that shit out, man. Sugar made me feel funny, threw it out, got some more. Coffee made me feel funny, threw it out, got some more. Whatever it was, it made me feel funny. I threw it out and got some more, and I quit talking about it. And so the evil demons that were putting that shit in my sugar and my coffee and all that stuff, they didn't know I wasn't still drinking it, so they didn't feel the need to come by. You know, but let me tell you what, the first time that I went somewhere and I told everybody how good I was doing, how great I was feeling, but just a day or so later, all the shit went downhill, just like that, impeccably. Stuff happened that I needed somebody else to come in and help and step in to help me out. And of course, they showed up with impeccable timing, you know. And then before it was all over with, before they could actually do what they needed to do for me, something would come up and they'd vanish. They'd leave me in a lurch. Usually after I've already paid them, you know, or they'd fight with me about something because they'd put something up completely ass backwards or just asinine. And when I'd say something about it, they'd say, well, that's what you told me to do. Don't you remember? I was like, oh, hell no. If I'm building a box, I don't want it crooked. Whatever it is, build it straight. Or we're doing something, don't put all the stuff in my way. I'm in a wheelchair. I can't walk over the top of it. We're dragging an oxygen line. Don't set something on it. And every time. Uh, and then they would sit there and argue with me about it until they'd get upset. Well, sooner or later, I got enough of that. So I just quit getting angry all the time. I said, I'm going to be nice. That's what I'm supposed to be. Don't get me wrong, a couple times I've digressed and screamed at some people. Usually it's because I just keep pushing the button, kind of like the monkey wanting to get some more cocaine. They keep pushing that button. Bam, 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 bam. Sooner or later, cocaine comes out of my mouth. You motherfucker, leave me alone. I used to cuss and drink. I used to cuss like a sailor and drink like a fish. I told the preacher that the other day. I said, I don't drink anymore. I said, but I'm still an asshole. And he laughed. I love that guy, man. He comes by here and prays with me all the time. He comes by and he says, who you going to pray for? I said, my enemies. And me. I need a lot too. And we do. And but I'm not putting on a air for anybody today. I am who I am. I'm a crazy, one-legged old man in a wheelchair. And I really just don't give a shit. I just want to be nice. I want to take care of myself. I want to help take care of other people that are in wheelchairs, other people that are on oxygen. I've come up with some really cool stuff that helps me to get by on a daily basis and take care of stuff for myself. Keep in mind, I really can't breathe. All right. And I can't walk. My muscles are just wore slap dab out. But I'm figuring out a way to take care of myself in this house by myself. I'm figuring out a way to make my budget or my expenses match my monthly money that comes in. And it's not much. It's enough. All right. But I had to make everything work because let me tell you what, when the bottom fell out and my son took off and became a girl and took all my money, or all the money that I let him hold for me, because I didn't want to waste all my money. I wanted to be able to give him some when I passed. Well, he took it all and ran off. And of course, after he picked a fight with me every single day and turned around and said, "See, Dad, that's the way you are." And I was thinking, I was feeling bad about it all the time. I don't understand why I can't treat him right. Because it wasn't him; he was somebody else. But I mean, but he didn't want me to treat him right. He got exactly what he wanted. He got recordings of me being angry. All right, that he showed around to everybody, and it was like, "You're just an aggressive, mean old man. You're being you're torturing your son when he's just there trying to help you. Why don't you let him be nice to you? Why don't you?" I'm like, "Really? Yeah, that's your take on this? Okay, I can see right now. I just need to let it go." So I learned how to do that. It was hard. All right. Acceptance is the key. Acceptance is the key. Acceptance is the key. A key isn't for you, it's for me. It doesn't matter whether you accept something or not. I have to accept it. That's the key. It's like having faith in faith. In order to have faith, you have to have faith about the faith. Imagine that. I was always high before I got high, but I was never high before I got high. And it's always a true statement. You have to have faith in faith and believe in God. If it works, don't fix it. If it's broken, fix it if you can. If you can't, throw it away. Be nice to pets and babies. And don't sneak stuff in on paranoid people. Let them know exactly what's going on. All right? They'll really appreciate it. You probably will too. But if they're not paranoid, sneak something in on them. Do something sweet. Don't let them know you did it. They'll like that. I do today. Um, time back, I didn't. If you came over and did something nice for me, I wanted to know who the hell did it and why did they do that? What are they up to? And I still need to be aware of that, because people nowadays, if they're doing something nice for you, look out. Uh, don't let them pat you on the back. Probably either a knife or a gun, or they're going to do something dirty, and you ain't gonna like that either. I know I ain't. Um, so I don't know if I got to everything I was going to get to, but today I really feel like I have really feel like I've eliminated 3 or 4 um, uh, devilish people with ill intentions, people that are only there to harm me. I really got a kick out of that shit. Not only they get everything they can get, the money, the stuff, and everything they can get from me, because I'm going to give it to you. I think if you're trying to be the good and you're trying to help, then I should help you. And I always believed in that. I always just gave it up. Yeah. Oh, you need some money here. Wait, your lawnmower broke? Can't cut your grass? Well, here, take mine. Every now and then come over and cut my grass if I need it. Because like a yard man does it most of the time. But sometimes I may need you to do it. Did that ever happen? No. Did you get $1,000 for the lawn equipment? Yeah. And that's okay. I really can't use it myself anyway. So I figured out a way to keep paying for the grass. Sometimes I can't cut it that week. Wait, skip it a while. And I'm really happy when the fall comes, because I can skip it for a long time. Cut it back in the spring. That's good, because that takes me money to save for my taxes. Um, and I just don't, like I said, I don't understand people. You know, um, to me, I would think somebody in the shape that I'm in, that people would literally line up to come out here and do a barn building type thing on my house. I really, I mean, honest to God. But the people have come out, have done things that I wouldn't do to anybody. Maybe when I was high, I might have come out and tried to do some work for somebody and screwed something up that bad, that it was just asinine. And I'd done that till I spun out completely and got away from everybody because I said, man, I'm just hurting people. And without any just cause or justification or even knowledge, a lot of times that I was doing it, I wasn't aware of it, aware of what they're doing. And they continue to do it with a smile. In the name of God, some of them. Imagine that. Um, it's kind of like today, you know, we've uh, we've lowered our standards and our boundaries. We've allowed the demons to get in our Edens, and once the demons are in the Edens, they start devouring all that's good and all that's sweet and all that's honest, and they devour all that and they pervert it and make it evil too. Now we're accepting the evil because that's what's in our garden. We don't have a choice. I refuse today to let the demons in my garden. My garden. This is my castle. I'm doing everything I can to secure it. Because every time I keep a demon out, the next day I don't have any problems. You let a demon sneak in your house, everything's gonna be messed up. My dog's gonna be running around in circles. She's gonna be knocking stuff off of cabinets and countertops that she never looked at before. She's gonna be right up my butt every time I move. Because she doesn't know what the hell's going on. She's spinning, just like I would spin. And now I feel so sad for the times when she did that stuff and I get angry at her. You know, now I know, she was being spun just like me. That's the animal. It's like a child. Why would you do that? I'm like a child. A lot of times I have a really low mental acuity because of everything going on in my life. Sometimes my oxygen is low, and I really can't think. And that's really the person you want to take advantage of. Imagine that you're an outstanding man or outstanding woman. I commend you, but that's coming from the evil garden. I don't live there today. Um, and I don't know. It's good to feel like I'm responsible for my thoughts today. Very pleased with that. It is good that I can get up in the mornings and fix my own breakfast and make my bed. The stuff that everybody else does every single day because they're adults and they've done it every single day. When I tell somebody, well, I'm proud of myself. I got up this morning, made my bed, made my breakfast, cleaned the dishes, and actually went out in the shop and did some work. And they're like, Pat, I've been doing that every day for my whole life. Why? How come you haven't been doing it? I was like, well, I have too. I said, but since I got hurt and disabled, I said, it's been hard. Oh, come on, man. Don't be a baby. Wham. Oh, that person's done. I'm not dealing with you no more. You know? And I just that's the kind of attitude that just blows my mind. That's the people that are making sure the barn building doesn't happen for me. You know, they're gonna, they're gonna run around and go, "Hey, let me tell you something. Everybody's talking about Pat's on drugs. Yeah, his arms are all broke out. Paranoid is all get out. His house is a mess. He can't get anything done, and he's not hadn't been coming around to church very often. Hasn't been going to meetings. Um, he's really weirded out. And I've been pulling the GPS up on the truck, and once or twice a week I see him going into some seedy neighborhoods, uh, and he'll just go once or twice, to and fro once or twice in a day, and in a couple of days he'll do it again. They said, typical drug addict actions. And you know, I started looking at my GPS on my truck. And I was like, oh damn! Every time I get in that thing, I'm going to a seedy neighborhood. I was going over there to pick up people to help that were supposed to help me work on my house, and that seemed like every time they would call, ready to go to work, they'd be in another neighborhood, and they were all bad. But I didn't think about it. I was going picking them up. You know, uh, in the end, I started telling people. I said, "Look," I said, "these places I'm on, I'm not on dope. I'm paranoid as all get out, but I'm not on dope. You can't gain any weight, but I'm not on dope. My health is missed, but I'm not on dope. Um, I can't think, but I'm not on dope. You know, sometimes I'm high. I just didn't know it. I was high before I got high. I was always high before I got high. Sometimes I wasn't high before I got high, but I always got high. But I wasn't. It's just the way it looked. It's the way I felt. It's what was happening to me. You know. Um, and sometimes I think that's karma. Paying me back for the stupid, mean stuff I did when I was out getting high. But I keep thinking, I think karma's got to click off sometime. There's got to be a shut off on that. There's not. There's not. These bad actors. They play a tag team event. Once they got you in the ring, they ain't gonna give up on you because they're getting a kick out of them. Let him spin. Let's just make sure he doesn't succeed in whatever he's doing, which will make us look a whole lot better. Because if his shit works, we ain't gonna look good. Well, hey, if my shit works. Oh, no, my shit's not even for you. You know, it's not against you, for you, none of that. I just want to be one of the people on this earth. I'm one of God's children, just like you, and you, and you, and you, and you. And then we have dogs, and all dogs go to heaven, and I'm going there with them. So, man, I've been on here for almost an hour. Uh, I hope y'all watch this. I hope you get a kick out of it. I hope it helps you. Uh, if you're in the same boat as me, I'm very thankful for all the 12-step groups there are in the United States and the world today. I'm very thankful for all the programs that they have to help alcoholics and addicts. Very thankful for all the churches and synagogues, preachers and rabbis. I had a rabbi I worked for I can't tell you how many years. Man, I love that guy. Now his wife, she cussed like a sailor. Man, she was hilarious. But they were the best people in the world, man. I used to hang out with him and go hang out at the synagogue, I'm just Christian. Uh, Sometimes I just felt almost like Jesus, hanging out with the Jews. I was an outcast, you know. I wasn't spinning out all the time back then, you know. Um, I was doing pretty good, but I wasn't high, I wasn't getting the high. And then all of a sudden I started getting high, and I didn't not even knowing I was high. Started watching, started getting paranoid. Things started happening and occurring. Didn't make sense. Then all of a sudden the drugs were available. So I started using them. But I was already high. Didn't understand it, didn't know it, didn't know how to relate to it. I was going in and out of these rooms. You know, that's where I always met the next person that I needed. Impeccable timing to make sure I got whatever I was supposed to have. You know, when it was crack, it was crack, and it went to methamphetamines, went to opiates, opiates to Suboxone, just as bad. And it just all this one evil circus. You know, I am a true believer in today. They as much as I've told you how much I love the recovery groups, this is the one thing that's going to blow their mind. One thing I do believe today is you can recover from active addiction. A full recovery from active addiction. You will no longer be craving narcotics, alcohol, or any other drug. If it's gambling or sex or anything else, you can recover through Jesus Christ and God and angels in heaven and the angels that are here on earth. Um, you have to stay away from the demons, the bad players. And it's hard sometimes because bad players don't want you to be separated from them. They want to keep you there. And sometimes those bad players hang out in places that good people need to go. And that's bad because they're in our garden. They're in Eden. I'm not a street smart person. I can't hang out even if it's in Eden if there's bad actors there or demons because they recognize me as the disabled calf. I'm the animal that's easiest to take down. We got the most tender meat, I guess. I don't know because they're going to devour my ass. Happens every single time. So I kind of do my own thing. I use a little medical marijuana, a whole lot of CBD. Take some pain medicine when I need it. I have got a vintage fifth of Jägermeister in my deep freeze. I just found it the other day. It's almost full. It's probably been in there about 15 years. That's how long ago it was when I started. Well, not when I started, but when I completely quit alcohol. I'd been working on it for a number of years, but I completely quit about then. And I guess I put that Jägermeister in the deep freeze because moving something around and found it. I said, well, I'll be damned, what's this? I wonder what I'd do with that. Let's get back in there. Because I mean to eat it one time. Sometime or another, I may want a shot of Jägermeister. And I might just take it. But let me tell you what, if that one shot of Jägermeister leads me to drinking that whole bottle, I will never have another. I will never have another. Because when I get to that point and I know it's fixing to take me down, I've been down that road. I don't have to go anymore. I don't have to go there. I'm kind of like the person that is addicted to overeating. Still have to have groceries. All right. Now let me tell you what. I don't feel a need to drink alcohol. I don't feel a need to take amphetamines and a whole bunch of pain medicine that I don't need. But I do take what I need, and that's not street drugs either. I don't do that, and I uh, I just I just ain't gonna do it. And it blows my mind here lately. It seems like every time I turn around, somebody's approaching me. You know, when my pain medicine or my sleeping medicine that I got. It's like, no, I can't give you that. You know, that's what everybody else is doing. That's wrong. And we can't give other people what we're supposed to take. It's not for them. It's for you. And if you're giving it to somebody else, you're not taking it as directed. You're not taking it the proper way. It's not for you to share. All right. It's not hit, puff, puff, pass, pass. That shit don't work. You can't do that. Um, but every time I turn around, somebody's either trying to sell me something or wanting to buy something. And I just don't understand why me. I'm not going to buy 50 from you and turn around and sell it back to you and go to jail or anything else or anything that may resemble that because I'm fighting a campaign now in a battle with the demons. All right. When everybody knows Pat, he's an addict. He's probably high. He's yelling and screaming at everybody. He's doing it his own way, and it'll never work. He's wrong. Always right. We know what we're doing. Well, you probably do, but you don't have any idea about what I have to do on a daily basis. You know, you don't sit in a chair. And I'm not saying that everybody sits in a chair like me. We're not all alike. None of us are cookie cutters. We're all unique, but we're all the same. Every last one of us was high before we got high. Every last one of us was not high before we got high. It's always a true statement. Every single one of us. But anyway, I really feel like I could be wrong. Who am I to say? I'm a crazy one-legged old man in a wheelchair. I don't have a clue. But I'm just going to keep marching because you know what? It doesn't need to be fixed. I don't need to fix it not anymore. You know, the snide remarks. It just goes to tell me that I'm taking up space in your mind. All right? You're wasting your time letting me have that space. I don't want it. All right? I don't have to tell people. All right, that you don't have to follow that guy, even if it does say like and subscribe. None of my shit says like and subscribe, but people do it. You know, last week it was 40,000 people. Imagine that. It's crazy one legged old man in a wheelchair. Now, I'm not trying to promote anything either. I just want you. I just want to be happy, healthy, and free. Well, it's the same for you that I have for me. Be nice to yourself. Be nice to somebody else. Have a great day. See ya. Turn us off. All right. Off. In the stream.